is this monster movie that came out of nowhere, and everyone is talking about it. They are praising it. They are calling it Godzilla. Hello everyone, welcome back to another review by J Mayer. And this time I'm gonna talk about the new Japanese Godzilla movie, Godzilla Minus One. And this monster movie is directed by Takashi Yamazaki. And to be honest, this Godzilla movie for me came completely out of nowhere. I didn't realize there was gonna be a new Godzilla movie. And suddenly the movie was there and everyone was talking about it and they were praising it. And so I saw the movie and yeah, this movie is actually great. I never thought that the Godzilla movie could be this great. But it was amazing. And this Godzilla movie is set, at the start of the movie it's set during the Second World War. At the end of the war, and it focuses on a character named Koichi. And Koichi has the assignment of being a kamikaze pilot at the end of the Second World War. But he doesn't follow his orders and he lands back on his base on this island with the other mechanics. And there they got attacked by this monster, Godzilla. He survives and then he goes back to a post-war Japan. And some years later, when he's working on this boat, when he is actually demantalizing sea mines, all the mines are left in the ocean, Godzilla returns to Japan to cause mayhem. That's this Godzilla movie. And what I really like about this Godzilla movie is that it is not just a monster movie. It's more than a monster movie. It actually has a very compelling story. It really focuses on this character, Koichi, and he's a very interesting character. He has his own struggles, and it has a story of this character Koichi, and how he deals with his struggles, how he tries to live his life in this post-war Japan at the end of the 40s, how he's dealing with his survival of Godzilla, and then when Godzilla returns, how he is dealing with that, and that's very interesting. So I really like the story of this film, and also the fact that this movie is actually combining several genres, and that's very fascinating. First of all, it's obviously a monster movie. It's Godzilla, that's a kaiju film, and it really delivers in that genre. And we actually see Godzilla many times in this movie. It's not that kind of monster movie that it's all build up, and then at the end we got to see the monster. No, we actually got to see Godzilla at the beginning in the film, and he pops up several times during this film. And we even have a sequence when a big Godzilla is attacking this Japanese city. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we expect from a Godzilla movie, and that is what we got to see in this one as well. But like I said, it's more than your typical monster movie. The main genre of this film, in my opinion, is drama. Because of the story, because of the characters, it really is a dramatic movie. It's about dramatic events. First of all, I think it's very interesting to focus on a character that's a kamikaze pilot who didn't do his job. And that's a very interesting angle to focus on. And the character who plays Koichi, don't remember his name anymore, he really does a fantastic job playing this character. As an audience member, when watching this film, you really know what he's dealing with, you know his struggles. But not only that, he also is a survivor of a Godzilla attack. When he's back in Japan, everyone is looking at him very negative because he didn't do his job. And that's also very interesting on this film. We see a post-war Japan. That's very interesting. We don't usually see this. There are not many movies that basically focus on post-war. It's always war, but never post-war. So that's very fascinating. And Japan was in a very deep crisis at this point. So that's very interesting to have it in the movie. And like I said, interesting characters, and that really make this movie. I really like all these characters. Like, there are some sequences on the boat, and he has a crew of 4 men, and those characters I really like. I really like the girlfriend of Koichi in this movie. All characters were great. And then we come to the third genre of this movie, and that's a war movie. I already talked about post-war movie, but it also has some war elements. Like, there are sequences on the boat that they are dementalizing these mines. Those are very interesting scenes. My favorite scene in this movie is actually taking place on the boat. It's when Godzilla attacks them and they are trying to defeat him with the mines they have. That was a very, very cool scene to watch. Really love that scene. But like in the third act, we actually got back to being a war movie, but different war. Now it's some kind of civilian army against a giant monster. And there's some war scenes. We have war scenes on a boat, or even pilots flying a plane to attack the monster. So it turned into a war movie again by the third act, and that was amazing. Everything in this movie was actually very well done. I was very impressed by it. And like I said, I never thought that a Godzilla movie was going to be this great, but it is. It's a really great Godzilla movie. Definitely one you should check out. And what also is very great on this movie is the soundtrack. The score of this movie was absolutely brilliant. Really love that score. One of the best scores I have heard this year. So, top-notch score. So guys, these were my thoughts on the new Godzilla movie, Godzilla Minus One. Definitely check out this one. You will have a good time. I guarantee you that. So, this was my review. I hope you liked it. Always be free to share your opinions or thoughts on this movie below in the comments. Would love to know them. And if you want to see more reviews of me in the future, always be free to subscribe to my channel. Until the next time.